This Pink Panther is really unlucky. While taking a bath he was spied on by Big Eyes. He wanted to sleep in, but he was hit by sudden strong light. It turns out all the trouble came from that house. Little White was an astronomy fan. He spent all his savings building a telescope. One day, while the Pink Panther was in the bath, Little White pointed the telescope into his room to observe the moon. The Pink Panther, startled, quickly shut the curtains. Little White thought the moon had turned black, so he immediately reported it to his superiors. Excited, he tried again, but this time he saw a girl from the newspaper, mistaking her for an alien on the moon. He rushed to report this as well. Fed up with being watched, the Pink Panther built a brick wall around his house. That night, Little White tried again. Telescope broke. Furious, he grabbed some dynamite and set the switch, only to end up trapped under the collapsed wall. Helpless, Little White tried again, and this time he saw the Pink Panther's face. It turned out the Panther was messing with him. In the end, the Pink Panther was pushed off a cliff. Injured, he crawled over to Little White's observatory, fumbled with some buttons, and broke the telescope. That night, the Pink Panther finally got some sleep, but Little White, having fixed his telescope, aimed it at his house. The Pink Panther thought his own light was on. After smashing it, he realized the light came from the telescope, so he painted it black. When Little White came to check, his eyes got covered in paint. Unwilling to give up, Little White stretched the telescope out even further and pushed the house off the edge. The Pink Panther, still asleep, felt his blanket float up. He pulled it off, and the bed floated too. He put on his slippers to check it out, but fell to the floor. Confused, he opened the door, only to find his house falling. He had no choice but to step out to save himself. This time, Little White finally got a clear view. He saw aliens dancing on the moon. Excited, he immediately called his boss. But in reality, the Pink Panther was just performing a puppet show. When his boss arrived, he thought Little White had gone crazy, so he sent him to a mental hospital. Soon after, Little White escaped. He saw the Pink Panther painting the wall and decided to fire a cannon at him, but the Panther just painted the cannon with more paint. After a huge explosion, Little White was blasted to the moon. Meanwhile, Pink Panther turned the spot into a viewing platform, reaping substantial profits.